In this video, we are going to be talking about when and how to add more foods into your carnivore diet. So if you are somebody that has been on carnivore diet for the last little while and you're like, maybe I should see if I should add some more foods in, this video is for you. We're going to talk about what that could look like, what to avoid, and how to have success while creating more variety in your carnivore diet. This is what I would call phase 2 in my community. We don't get to this point or even introduce this idea until you have been really super clean beef, butter, bacon, eggs, little bit of salt for at least a month so that we know where your body looks and feels like in your most healthy and most vital land. But once you get to that point, you may be thinking to yourself, is there a way to bring in a little bit more variety? So my disclaimer here at the beginning is always going to be every single body is different. The way your body responds is going to be different than somebody else's body responds. And so that's why I have people do this the way I do it. Don't pay attention to what everyone else says about what it looks like. I'm going to teach you how to figure out what it looks like for you and your body. If you are somebody who has had massive physical, medical problems for a really long time, and this is the first time that you have seen relief from those problems, I'm going to say probably don't switch it up. Like if this is the first time in your adult existence that your body is finally functioning, maybe you're not the kind of person and your body type cannot handle having anything extra in there. There are a lot of carnivore enthusiasts and people who kind of promote this way of eating, like Michaela Peterson, who had childhood arthritis from the time she was super, super young, massive pain all the time. And the only way she can function is basically beef and salt. Her body doesn't even do well with eggs and butter. So if you're one of those people that is just super, super, super sensitive, then this video is probably not for you. But if you're coming through this with my body's pretty functional, I'm doing really well mental health wise, I got to a really clean point and I've been losing really steady weight, and you're looking to enhance the experience a little bit, then we're going to be talking about what that looks like. I have been on this health journey for about 3 years now. And one of the biggest things I say to people is you need to create a lifestyle that is sustainable long term. So that's what this video is about, is creating a lifestyle that is sustainable long term. So the first thing I want you to do, if you are beef, butter, bacon, eggs, and a little bit of salt, the first thing that's really good to start adding back in is a little bit of seasoning. I want you to be cautious about seasoning. When you are looking for seasonings, we are looking for no sugar, no maltodextrin, no cornstarch, no flour, none of those things that are going to be carby. And if you can't pronounce it, you don't want to have it in your seasoning packet either, okay? So when you're going on Amazon and you're looking for things, I'm not affiliated with any of these things, so I'm just going to tell you what I look for. I look for things that are listed as paleo, usually, because that diet framework generally has super clean ingredients. If you say keto, it's going to have a lot of things like almond flour and stuff that you don't want in your body. And paleo things don't generally as much have those kinds of things. So you're looking for just a plain seasoning. Start seeing what your body feels like when it has seasonings. I actually do really well with seasonings. I don't have any issues with them at all. And I was coming into this with edema, nerve pain, really severe anxiety and depression. And so I had some pretty severe issues going in, and I don't have any problems at all with seasonings. Everyone in my family does the carnivore eating plan, and we are all good with seasonings, but we knew that because we got to a clean state, we would try one seasoning at a time. So that's what I want you to do. Just try one seasoning at a time, see how your body feels for a couple of days before you add anything back in. This is kind of like an elimination diet, how they would test things as they're coming back in. You're eating super clean. We're going to test one thing. Pay really close attention. How does it feel in your physical self? How does it feel like mental and anxiety wise? How does it feel all over? Does your digestion do well with that? How are you 3 days later? Get it completely out of your system before you try anything else. But I would start with seasonings because that is going to be something that really opens up what your flavor profile can be long term. Seasonings. The second thing I would see how your body reacts to bringing back in is hard cheeses. Hard cheeses are generally a really low carb food. They usually have maybe 1 carb per ounce, so that keeps that ketogenic side low. It also does not have any oxalates in it, so it keeps that side low. But some people don't react well to dairy, but it can be different per cheese, and harder cheeses tend to have that pre-digested a little bit as they're going through that fermentation and hardening process. That can be easier for some people to handle than others. So try and see what your body does and feels like on a hard cheese. Here's what I'm going to say about bringing cheeses in as well. It is to be used as a condiment. It is to be used as a topping on top of something. You would never want to replace the meat in your diet with cheese for the standard amount of protein for that meal. So see how your body does adding a little bit of cheese on. And then you want to do the same thing. You want to see what happens with the scale when I add more cheese in. What happens with my body? How do my joints feel? How do my emotions feel? How does all of that feel? Wait a couple of days, get it completely out of your system before trying anything else. So seasonings, cheese, and then I would also see how your body feels with different meats. So you're still going to want to veer towards having your fattier meats involved. If you're going to have chicken, do a chicken thigh with some skin on it. Your body really, really needs the fat involved here. So if you're going to do a chicken thigh with skin, see how your body feels with a pork roast. See how your body feels with lamb, with bison. There's many, many different kinds of meat out there. But again, I would one at a time, see how your body feels, veer towards something that's going to be the fattiest type of that kind of an animal. See how it feels on duck. Duck is very deliciously fatty and fantastic. So there's so many different varieties of meat out there. See how your body individually responds to the different kinds. And then you can know for yourself. Then it's not somebody else telling you, oh, your body's going to do best on just this kind. You know for yourself how it feels in your body. One at a time, try it out. Try it out for a few days, see how it feels, get it out of your system, and then try something else. So those first 3 things you are going to try are seasonings, hard cheese, and different kinds of meat. Within each of those, you're not going to try 2 things at once. You're not going to try a new meat and seasoning and throw cheese on it because you're not going to know if it doesn't feel good in your body, if it doesn't feel good in your mental health self. You won't know which one of those is the problem. And so you're going to try one thing at a time, take it slow, get it completely out of your system, which is different for each person. I'm going to say to leave at least 3 to 7 days in between trying something and seeing how it feels before trying something else. And then you can kind of keep a record of how that works for you, keeping track of your weight along the way. Because especially if you're somebody who is really trying to lose weight, you can check and go, okay, well, I ate quite a bit of cheese that day. Did that stall my weight? Maybe it did. I know it does for me. I do really well with cheese when it's like a little bit on top and not every day, then I still lose weight really, really regularly. If it's every day and a lot of cheese, it's going to totally stall out for me personally. But I love that variety. And what we're doing here is we're creating a long-term lifespan of eating plan here. This is not something you're going to do to hurry and lose weight for a wedding and then go back to standard American diet. That's not going to heal you long-term. The idea here is to create something sustainable that you can literally do for the rest of your life. And what does that look like for you? And this is what else I'll say about that. I know I'm going to get people in the comments that are going to be like, but Julie, that's not exactly 100% carnivore. That's not all the exact rules that Dr. Berry and Dr. Chafee and all of these other experts say to do. And I'm like, guess what? I believe in you becoming the expert in your body and seeing what that looks like long-term for you, because you are going to stick to something long-term when you enjoy it and you know the consequences of what doing something different feels like to you. It's not somebody else's arbitrary rule. It is you knowing what feels good and what doesn't in your body. So I'm going to give the power back to you. This has been Julie May. I hope you have a meat-tastic day, and I will see you in the next video.